The internet nearly broke when the news leaked. Kim Menzies, supposedly single and done with romance on TV, had been not only hiding a secret British boyfriend, but was now getting married in the kind of hush-hush luxury event that makes even TLC producers blush. Then came the even bigger shock. Kim, the same woman who'd announced to the world she was done with babies, was suddenly rumored to be pregnant at 52. One minute you're catching up on reruns, convinced Kim's love life flatlined. Next thing you know, she's living her own version of Mission Impossible with 5-star hotels, a Hollywood-sized engagement ring, a mind-boggling 810,000 mansion as a gift, and a potential family in the making. The lengths this story went to stay buried would make most undercover agents jealous. But hiding a huge relationship while half the internet tracks your every move? That's a whole new league of stress. For 10 months, fans scrolled her socials, studied every background shadow, and still missed what was really happening behind the scenes. So when the engagement finally went public, the timeline exploded. Hundreds of thousands of followers, armchair detectives, and loyal TLC watchers couldn't believe how Kim played everyone, paparazzi, producers, even her most hardcore fans. She'd pulled off the greatest disappearing act in reality TV history, only to come back bigger and bolder than ever. But that wasn't even the wildest part. Suddenly, every detail came crashing into public view. Secret late-night flights across the Atlantic, luxury hotel rendezvous shielded by sunglasses and decoy bookings, VIP room service, and covert meetings all orchestrated to keep this relationship invisible. There was her son Jamal, fiercely protective and publicly skeptical, now thrust into the middle of the biggest decision of his mother's life. And all while the rest of the world was convinced Kim was still picking up the pieces from her last breakup. Is it possible for a reality star, someone whose entire identity was built on raw confessions and on-camera chaos, to hold on to happiness when every click threatens to destroy it? The stakes are sky-high, an 810,000 home now on the line, a televised wedding date that will set the fandom on fire, friends and family suddenly forced to weigh in, and one question echoing through every fan chat and gossip thread. After all the heartbreak, can Kim really pull off a Hollywood ending, or is this another 90-day disaster about to blow up in prime time? If you swore you had Kim Menzies' story pegged, you're not alone. At the end of her last run on 90 Day Fiancé, everyone thought she was taking a solo victory lap, rehabbing her confidence after the ugly split with Usman, joking her way through pillow talk and posting just enough with her son, Jamal, to sell the story that family, healing, and occasional friendship drama were her new normal. Viewers have seen this move before. Heartbreak on TV leads to low-key recovery off-screen, background cameos with past castmates, maybe a spicy confessional on Instagram Live. It's classic post-breakup reality star camouflage, right? Sure looked like it. Except, did anyone notice how our social media feed started coming with more filter than fact? Updates got sketchy, captions got cryptic, and there was always some excuse for ducking tell-alls or going dark on public QAs. Jamal popped up smiling next to her in half her grid, but the sharpest fans started asking, why the sudden privacy? Most shrugged. Kim's always seemed to care too much what people thought anyway. A little radio silence is par for the course. Nobody, and I mean nobody, could have predicted what was simmering behind those just focusing on myself posts. While the Reddit sleuths rewatched old episodes looking for clues she'd get back with Usman, or drop a surprise single-life arc, Kim was living out an actual romance thriller that would put most Netflix scripts to shame. Turns out, her so-called solo journey was anything but. She spent the last 10 months orchestrating one of the quietest relationships ever attempted by a reality TV cast member. Not only did she go off-grid, she basically staged a vanishing act worthy of a magician. No pap photos, no soft launches, not even a leaked airport sighting. So all those Instagram breaks? Those were less about self-care and more about plotting international logistics with Wayne Hope, a 55-year-old British bloke who, until this week, nobody had any reason to suspect existed in her life. This is the same Wayne now suddenly splashed everywhere as her fiancé, right after gifting her an absurd 810,000 house and showing up in fan DMs as the next main character. The scene stealer is she'd managed to keep him an absolute secret for almost a year, while half the fanbase swore she was done with televised love forever. And here's the kicker. She wasn't even alone in protecting the secret. Armed with sunglasses large enough to start a solar eclipse and hiding in hotel suites built for Bond villains, Kim found a way to hold down an international romance so private that even her close friends didn't get a sniff. Did she bribe the hotel staff? Blackmail the bellhops? Offer up expired TLC t-shirts as hush money? Your guess is as good as mine. The facts are wild enough. Remember those old posts about personal growth and closing chapters? While everyone else was focusing on her getting over the past, she was opening the door to a future with Wayne, one even Jamal didn't see coming. As for her fan army, the shockwaves still haven't died down. Their queen pulled off a move nobody expected, and with all the memes flying, it's like 90-Day Fiancé just unlocked a new level. Is this new engagement a masterclass in controlling your own narrative, or a preview of the messiest public mess yet? The dice are still rolling, because every bombshell comes with a bigger twist waiting in the wings. And the best part? Nobody's figured out yet whether this romance is a miracle or an illusion, because nobody saw what was about to burst out of hiding next. Blink and you'll miss the next emotional stake, because Kim's story has only just begun, and every old secret is about to get tested. Imagine having to turn your entire life into a top-secret operation, down to the names used on hotel reservations. That's where Kim and Wayne landed, trying to outsmart the never-sleeping eyes of reality TV fans and internet detectives. While most people are worrying about whether they want sauce on their fries, Kim is mapping out how to see her boyfriend without the world catching even a whiff. She didn't just step back from social media, she practically ghosted her own public persona. If you thought this was dramatic, think about what it was like for Jamal, her son and closest confidant. 1 week, he's her main storyline. The next, he's as much in the dark as any TLC fan, trying to piece together why his mom is suddenly so unavailable. Keeping Wayne a secret wasn't just for the thrill or fan payoff. It was survival after years of criticism, misunderstanding, and every DM turning into advice from a stranger. Kim learned the hard way what happens when relationships play out in the comment section. Her last public love life ended with internet trolls crawling out of every crack, ready to weigh in, so it's easy to see why she swore off the spotlight. Now crossing literal oceans to stay undercover, she's scheduling late-night flights and sneaking through airport terminals in oversized hats, transforming each trip into its own heist movie. The emotional bill for all this is real. Ask yourself how it feels to not only hide your happiness, but to pretend, day after day, that nothing has changed when the truth is your world is on fire. Wayne isn't getting off easy either. Long distance is tough for anyone, but when you're dating someone living under a cultural microscope the size of TLC's audience, the normal rules go out the window. Months of phone calls, secret Europe getaways, and hotel staff forced into silence thanks to ironclad NDAs. It's less a romance, more a full-time job in spycraft. Imagine the tension every time a housekeeping cart rumbling by could mean a blurry tabloid photo tomorrow. There's a strange intimacy in it, but sooner or later, privacy starts to feel like a prison. The stress built with every silent dinner, every inside joke that couldn't be posted, every milestone forced underground with nobody to share the joy. Jamal, meanwhile, went from TV's favorite protective son to frustrated bystander, forced to watch his mother's life from the nosebleeds. Every time she vanished for a business trip or needed another self-care weekend, the excuses got thinner and the real questions multiplied. Social media's most devoted fans didn't miss a single weird clue. Why did Kim, who once overshared everything, suddenly go radio silent for days? Why the bland, vague captions, the sudden drop in Instagram stories? Sharp-eyed viewers started dropping their own theories. Some thought she was filming a new 90-day spinoff and playing coy. Others swore she was back with one of her exes, or tangled up in some off-the-record drama TLC didn't want airing until sweeps week. Then there were the wilder threads, claims she was in hiding, that Wayne was some rich stranger sweeping her off her feet, or that Kim had gone full ghost to avoid questions about pregnancy and money. The rumor mill doesn't just run hot in this universe, it catches fire. Every accidental background in a blurry photo, every travel tag from another country became a clue. If you ever saw a mystery man silhouette in one of her group pics, you probably fell down a Reddit rabbit hole along with everyone else. Was it Wayne in disguise, or just a random cousin making a cameo? No one knew, but plenty pretended they had it all figured out. What the fans didn't see was how much it hurt Kim to have to hide even the happiest parts of her story. When you've lived your heartbreak in front of millions, the idea of losing something good before you even get a chance to celebrate it will make anyone build walls bricks deep. Wayne and Kim's whole romance became an endurance test, surviving and hiding, missing birthdays and holidays together, every gift forced to be secret, each memory recorded mostly in their heads. The relief of a text from Wayne or a late-night call probably carried as much stress as joy. That's the ugly deal with reality TV fame. Your best memories risk someone else's gotcha moment online. The emotional costs were adding up fast. Wayne wanted to show Kim she was different, that he could be trusted. He bought her flowers, sent her love notes, and, eventually, dropped the ultimate gesture, the house. An $810,000 palace, chosen for privacy as much as romance, suddenly sat at the center of their story, like a crown jewel nobody had seen coming. Yet even this move had to be done in secret, hiding paperwork and pushing off questions, creating more suspense than any scripted showrunner could imagine. Viewing all this as an outsider, it's tempting to laugh or roll your eyes at the drama of it all. But imagine the fatigue of lying to people you trust, or the guilt that creeps in when suddenly, you're not just protecting yourself, now you're protecting someone you love, and dragging family into a web of secrets. Jamal especially got the tough end of the deal. The mom who used to give running commentary on every moment of her life was suddenly shutting him out, refusing to answer real questions and expecting him to play along. For a lot of sons, that might feel like betrayal. For Jamal, it probably just felt like losing his person. Friends grew suspicious, but Kim had her defenses ready. Every "what's going on?" was met with a joke, every raised eyebrow with a smile or a deflection. Still, it wasn't enough. Fans might have missed some clues, but sooner or later, even the best-kept secrets start to show cracks. People want to believe what's in front of them, but with reality TV, nothing is ever that simple. The longer Kim stayed in hiding, the more outrageous the theories got. And with each passing week, the tension built, a quiet pulse under every Instagram post, every silent weekend away, every missed public appearance. If you've ever tried to hide something important, you'll know the toll it takes. Pretending nothing's changed when your whole world has spun sideways is like walking on a tightrope, and every day gets a little shakier. That sense of being hunted by an audience that refuses to miss a beat isn't just exhausting, it's relentless. By the end of those 10 months, Kim wasn't living in secret by choice. She was clinging to it by desperation, the only way left to protect herself and the fragile start of something real. Fans thought they were catching up on harmless reality TV drama. But beneath the surface, Kim, Wayne, and Jamal were at the center of an emotional pressure cooker, waiting to explode. All the while, the question simmered. How long can secrets like this survive before someone slips and everything goes straight into the gossip meat grinder? Keep your guard up, because if you thought this was as messy as it gets, wait until the side effects of all those secrets finally hit the public and nobody is safe from what comes next. The announcement was barely live before the tsunami hit. Social media went from zero to nuclear. Reddit threads stacked higher than TLC's ratings. Instagram exploded with swirling theories, and every Twitter feed near the 90-day orbit caught some version of the news. Kim and Wayne, outed as a couple and instantly trending, found their entire romance put under the microscope. Every keyboard detective armed with screenshots and receipts thought they had cracked the code before it went public. Suddenly, nobody trusted any photo from the past year, and even the simplest caption became a battlefield for speculation. One post, and it felt like the whole internet was breathing down Kim's neck. People rifled through old uploads, scanning backgrounds for a shadow, a suitcase, a possible Wayne photobomb. Reddit crowned a new generation of amateur sleuths, fans poring over flights, booking dates, travel tags, drawing timelines thicker than a school board. Did you see that blurry reflection in the window 2 months ago? Was it Wayne? Or maybe that untagged location near the London Eye? The wildest users even compared socks and shirt cuffs across platforms trying to spot a secret meetup. Then came the arguments, Team Kim found love versus Team scripted ratings grab. For every fan sending heart emojis and congratulations, there was a troll in the replies breaking down why the story couldn't be real. Some accused her of staging everything for the next season contract. Others hinted Wayne was a wealthy plant sent to give the franchise a new twist. There were think pieces about her sudden privacy, rumors about pregnancy at 52, hot takes about the house, the wedding, and whether Jamal was in on any of it. Entire YouTube channels launched breakdowns on her mysterious schedule. Meanwhile, diehards defended her fiercely, dragging receipts from past episodes, quoting Jamal's devotion, swearing they saw genuine happiness in Kim's eyes. Every tiny, messy detail set off another round of DMs, comment wars, and increasingly creative speculation, all of which skipped the only opinion that actually mattered, Jamal's. Behind the chaos, Kim knew she couldn't dodge him forever. For all the memes and podcast roasts, the moment she sat down to tell her son, everything still hit like a gut punch. Imagine facing the one person whose trust you value most, knowing you're about to turn his world upside down. She told him about Wayne, the secret romance, the flights, the total radio silence. She confessed the truth with nowhere left to hide and waited for every red flag speech he perfected on TV. The internet loves to judge, but sitting across from your own family is a different battle. Kim watched Jamal's face go tight with confusion, his voice flat, a look anyone with a protective kid knows all too well.
This isn't just any boyfriend.
This is the man she hid for almost a year, while asking her only child to believe in her public reinvention. A new house, yes, but also a new life, and a new set of rules. All of it arriving in one overwhelming wave. For viewers, this family showdown is as relatable as it is dramatic. Think for a second about hiding a relationship from everyone you care about, and then breaking the news that half their assumptions were wrong. The fear, the guilt, the gamble. Would your friends understand? Would your family forgive the secrecy? Or would they see it as a betrayal? The risk isn't just viral, it's achingly real. Anyone who has ever kept something big to themselves knows the sick twist in your gut before revealing it all. The stakes only get higher when the whole world gets to watch, rewind, and judge every facial twitch. But Kim's story wasn't finished serving up shocks. The moment Wayne dropped news of the house, a jaw-dropping mansion not just for love, but for sanctuary, audiences reeled. Who spends nearly $1 million on privacy before even telling the family? The plot twist level jumped yet again when rumors about Kim's pregnancy erupted. For years, she laughed off the idea of having any more kids, focusing on Jamal and self-love. Now, late-night doctor appointments, hints dropped on social media, and finally, confirmation dropped like a bomb. She's not only restarting her romantic life, she's expecting. Cue absolute meltdown. The fandom went from skeptical to stunned in the same scroll. Comment sections flipped from side-eye to heart explosions, back to doubt, all in paragraphs apart. Some cheered her bravery. Others screamed midlife crisis. A few declared it all too convenient to be true. The stakes climbed. Mother, lover, public figure, and now a high-profile pregnancy, all in one public reminder that even reality stars get blindsided by fate. Wayne, for his part, proved hard to rattle. He looked like a man happy to be the lightning rod, even if it meant standing in front of the firing squad. The mansion wasn't a flex for the cameras, he insisted. It was a shield to keep trolls and tabloid drama from poisoning the start of their new family. As for Kim, she finally looked a bit lighter, like someone unburdened, but still bracing for backlash. The real question, though, is whether her family could let go of the betrayal and see what she built with Wayne as genuine, or if every late-night call, every hidden trip, every fib to protect her secret love would be the straw that broke the trust with her son for good. Just when you think the chaos can't escalate further, the one person who knows Kim the best is about to deliver either the blessing she needs or the rejection that'll send the whole story off the rails. Before the dust could even settle, the fandom started drawing battle lines. For every hopeful comment about second chances and fate, there was a dozen calling out Kim and Wayne's grand reveal as yet another TLC spectacle. Some fans clung to the idea of true love finally winning out, especially for someone who wore every heartbreak on her sleeve. Maybe, after all the disappointment and public breakdowns, this was finally Kim's shot at real happiness, a chance no one thought she'd get. Those voices ran on the leaf, pointing to her smile in the announcement photo, the quiet relief in her eyes, the way Wayne seemed to show up not just when the cameras were on but well after. They flooded her posts with wishes and hand-clap emojis, nearly willing this thing into reality. Then came Team PR Stunt, arguing that every dramatic beat was pre-packaged and perfectly timed. Suddenly, the 810,000 mansion became a suspicious plot point instead of a romantic gesture. The wedding date was dissected, the pregnancy surprise clocked as ratings bait, the entire sequence doubted down to her hospital visits. It's the classic internet reflex to call fake at the first sign of a TV fairy tale. Some fans reposted timelines, paired old scenes with new leaks, and made entire threads comparing editing styles from earlier seasons. Others figured TLC had written out the script this time, fan service served cold, with Kim as the willing star. They wanted something to roll their eyes at, and there was plenty of fuel. In the middle of this thunderstorm, Kim and Wayne became something more than characters in a franchise. They became lightning rods for how people decide what's real. It was no longer just about star-crossed lovers sneaking around or buying each other jaw-dropping houses. It became the referendum on what viewers want to see versus what they trust. Are grand gestures proof that love still counts after heartbreak? Or are they just lighting for the biggest close-up? TLC has always lived on that blurry line, betting that the more personal the pain, the bigger the ratings bump. Yet even through the noise, a sequence of tiny, very human moments slipped out. A heartfelt thank you message from Kim's close friend, a teary-eyed live QA with Jamal, a candid story snapped by a neighbor who swore Kim looked happier now than ever. Forget the mansion and Insta reveals. These small windows mattered most to the people rooting for an honest win. Meanwhile, internet detectives kept the pot boiling by uncovering secret wedding registry items and posting supposed airline tickets with hidden names. One fan even pointed out the same travel scarf on both Kim and Wayne from months apart, raising eyebrows as if matching outfits was a criminal act. All of it led to one surreal twist. TLC, for years the matriarch of behind-the-scenes drama, openly gifting $15,000 toward the wedding. This wasn't speculation. It hit press releases and made even the skeptic squirm. Was it a bribe for keeping the cameras rolling, or a real gesture of gratitude for years of loyalty? Suddenly the stakes felt even higher. TLC wanted access to the big day, and the network's move forced everyone to question if this was their story anymore, or if it belonged to the audience and executives alone. The reputation of being a real couple under the 90-day microscope is a tangled thing. You're always proving yourself, even to strangers. Private moments rarely stay private, and every love confession is met with a new meme or conspiracy theory. Most people only have to convince a handful of friends or family that their relationship is solid. Here, Kim and Wayne had to do it with millions of amateur judges, plus a gallery of exes, critics, and would-be spoilers. It's a pressure few can imagine, let alone carry quietly for 10 months. Yet there was something in the way Kim and Wayne seemed to show up for each other once they no longer had to hide. The posts got less careful and more honest. Updates turned from cryptic hints to unfiltered admissions of fear and hope. Kim smiled wider. Wayne showed up in the background rather than staying anonymous. For the first time, their happiness looked unguarded. The world kept throwing shade, but you could almost see the relief, a weight lifting, a breath finally exhaled. Still, even as Kim found more support, threads questioned every move. Was this love story bulletproof, or was another scandal about to break open? Supporters felt the pressure too, arguing with strangers over every photo and timeline, sometimes spending more time defending Kim and Wayne than living their own lives. It became personal. If this could happen for her, maybe it could for anyone. If the story fell apart, Every optimist would feel it. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, fresh rumors started. Would there be another secret? Would the wedding air unfiltered? Or would there be an exclusive new spinoff, a new heartbreak, a sudden plot twist that nobody saw coming? The noise couldn't drown out the uncertainty, because even when love finally gets the spotlight, it stays fragile. The real risk isn't in being exposed. It's in trusting the world with your best-kept happiness after years of getting burned. Suddenly, one unexpected move threatened to flip the entire fandom upside down, a shift so big it made everyone nervous. The question lingered, was this a real start, or one final setback waiting to land? Everything was riding on what would be revealed next, because the story was far from finished. The entire world paused, watching to see if the next headline would save the fairy tale, or bring it all crashing down. It's one thing to keep a secret from the whole world. It's a different game when that secret has layers, a hidden boyfriend, a surprise pregnancy at 52, a giant house, and a son feeling both out of the loop and fiercely protective. This is what real risk looks like. Going all in on a love story, knowing you're not just risking your reputation, but ties to your family, your role in your fan community, and your last ounce of privacy. For Kim, the moment she opened up about Wayne, the walls gave way, and everything she'd worked to protect came flooding out. No more hiding her happiness. No more hiding the exhaustion of sneaking around. No more pretending she was content with a quiet, uncontroversial life when all anyone wanted to hear was chaos and drama. With the reveal came the real test. Supporters wanted to see her finally get the win everyone said she deserved, but that's not how social media usually plays the game. Within hours of Kim's Instagram bombshell, every part of her decision got weighed, measured, and second-guessed. Suddenly, every post she made and every smile she showed was combed over for clues. Was Kim's happiness real, or was she performing for a network payday? Was Wayne there for the love, or for a jump into the franchise's next big chapter? The difference here isn't just about romance. It's about how trust works when your entire life has been entertainment for millions. Some fans let themselves believe in second chances. They saw the hope in Kim's eyes, the kind you don't fake no matter how well you know the cameras are rolling. Others couldn't let go of the cynicism, especially in a space built on cliffhangers and edits. Who can blame them? After watching relationship after relationship blow up on TV, you start looking for signs of the next train wreck. The internet made it worse. If you stuck with the saga, you've seen the split. People investing, others mocking, and almost nobody agreeing on what's true or what's just scripted for ratings. Meanwhile, Wayne started facing his own trial by fire, gaining fans, doubters, and conspiracy theorists by the minute. The man who once swept into five-star hotels unseen was suddenly in the glare of the harshest spotlight. Instagram sleuths said his gift of an 810,000 house felt more like a stunt than a gesture of forever. Still, if you backtrack, every real relationship in this universe faces the same problem. The bigger the gesture, the bigger the suspicion. It's a no-win zone unless you can convince the only ones who matter. If the smiles, the gifts, and the tears off camera are genuine, maybe that's enough. And then came Jamal. After all the closed doors and cold shoulders, he stepped back into the story as the voice so many viewers wished their own families had. He listened, pressed her for details, ran through the list of mistakes and heartbreaks past. No rose-colored glasses, no soft filter, just a real conversation stripped of all the edits and background music. For once, the confrontation everyone expected ended with something rare, a shot at forgiveness. Jamal gave his blessing, not for the drama, but because he saw his mother's happiness up close, her relief at finally letting go of the hiding and the lies. In a time when drama usually means a public takedown, his support landed harder than any twist TLC could script. Still, the story had more meat on the bone, and you could feel it. The fandom wasn't finished arguing, and the news cycle didn't care if Kim felt peace for once. Every victory brought a fresh critique. Every sweet gesture begged the next round of rumors. It's exhausting, and anyone on the outside could feel the tug of dread. If this is the price of so-called reality, is any of the pain worth it? Under the surface, Kim fought her own battles. Her health issues weren't just tabloid fodder. They were real setbacks, surgeries, and recovery days she never planned on sharing with the world. Each Instagram post after her operation had honest edges, thanks to friends, a prayer for strength, a look of relief after ugly rumors about her health got debunked. Through it all, the weight of constant judgment never let up. Even the updates about her medical recovery got picked apart. Was she playing for sympathy? Or was this finally an authentic look at someone breaking the cycle of internet cruelty? It's easy to roast the theater of reality TV, to laugh at the spectacle and memes and never-ending fight for attention. But in the rare moments where the curtain lifts, you get why people still watch. Kim's timeline is messy, controversial, and packed with shocks, but it's also the raw story of hope after disaster. After the crush of isolating secrets, the opportunity to be seen, really seen, matters so much more than the wedding dress, the mansion, or the next on-air confession. Most people don't get a do-over when the world decides your story for you. Most don't have to hold their breath every night, waiting for the latest twist to break online and ruin everything you finally got right. When the confetti finally falls for Kim and Wayne, some fans will stay skeptics. Some will watch for the next misstep. Others will just hope for a normal day, free from scandal and viral breakdowns. But somewhere between the outpouring of congratulations and the new batch of snarky memes, real feelings break through the noise. Kim was never cast as the perfect protagonist, but her stubborn faith in love, her constant willingness to get back up, and her choice to go public, flaws and all, make her story feel painfully relatable. Weddings and babies make the headlines, but it's the quiet moments of uncertainty that live the longest. Every fan will make up their own mind whether Kim and Wayne's story stands as proof you can start over at any age, or if it's another clipped arc in the world's longest reality show. You can count on more opinions than resolutions. The only truth that matters, in the end, is whether the people living it believe it's real. Having survived betrayals, internet cruelty, exhaustion, and the pressure to perform, Kim finally gets her shot to step out of the shadow and live a little louder, and if infinite curiosity follows, so be it. But after all of this love, loss, secrets, survival, what else could possibly threaten this fresh start? Don't blink, because the next bombshell, the next revelation, and the next chapter in Kim's saga is right around the corner. The headlines can barely keep up, and nobody knows if the story closes with peace or another twist that leaves both sides gasping. Stay close, because nothing, and I mean nothing, could prepare fans for what's about to hit next.